Okay, we already completed the first contender for the thesis defense, and then now the second contender here we will have Siti Mawaddah Fudiantari, yeah, and then Siti Mawaddah Fudiantari here, uh, her thesis her thesis advisor is Miss Lydia Teliza, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and then her thesis title here, it is about uh, improving student listening skill through LO. Yeah, and time is yours, study. Now you may start share screen. Yeah, and then please explain your thesis here as comprehensive as you can. Okay,
Okay.
come on, you may start screen share.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dengan saya,
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Mr. Dr. Muhammad Sofian Hadi and all the examiners. My name is Siti Mawaddah Fudiantari. Today I want to present about my thesis. The title is Improving Student Listening Skills to LO. I choose listening as my skill in this research, and as a media, I choose application is the LO application.
Ari, would you please try to make it full screen?
Oh,
Okay, come on. Okay, that's better, please.
okay, the first is why did I conduct this research? Why did I conduct this research using listening skill and application as a media in this research? Because according to me, the difficult skill to learn for students is listening. And why listening? Because in listening, you must focus to listen to understand what the speaker is meaning. But in other skill, you can learn the material by listen and see it on paper. But in listening, you just focus to use your ears to understand the material. And besides, in learning English, listening is the first skill that you should be mastered and is best of the other skills. And listening is an integral and essential part of the communication process as well in teaching. Teaching basic English to the secondary level play an important role. The English teacher must to understand more about young learners in choosing methods, techniques, and media based on the ability needs and interest of the student. And media are very important to help teacher in teaching students and also important to help students for learning the material, understand English as a foreign language. And the reason why I choose application in this research is because it will help me as a teacher and it will also help the student as a learner. And in the era 4.0 like today, where is the internet has a lot of promise and plays a major role in language, I choose application as my media in learning because now every kid and teenage has a mobile phone, laptop, smartphone, and Wi-Fi and internet are available. And I'm gonna use that opportunity to developing their learning in English. And we definitely cannot be spared from the name of technology in era 4.0. People all around the world are using technology as well as in learning lessons. That's because our application is free for students, and so they can download it on Google Play Store or App Store, or maybe they can open it on the website. And this will make easier for them to learn English, especially listening, so they can learn not only at school but also at home through their phone or laptop. And because this application is focusing to listening, uh, as as the name of application is ELO English Listening Lesson Library Online. So I think to in improving student listening skill through this application is a good thing to try. Okay. And the second is theory. The teacher needs a media to make students can regulate their learning. One of the efforts to improve teaching quality can be rendered by introducing development training through the use of the software technology called information. and Communication Technology or ICT claims by Fu and Fu 2013. And then the third is method and procedure, place and time. This research was conducted from July until August 2020 at Madrasah Aliyah Misal Umam Jakarta. And for the method, I use quantitative method, pre-experimental, one group pre-test and process design. And for the population and sample, for population is all of the 11 grade students. For the sample, I use the 11 social class. And for the variable, there is a two variable, is X and Y variable. X is our application as a media and Y is listening. For technique, for collecting data, I use treatment test, pre-test, treatment and process design. And for technique for analyze data, I use statistical techniques and calculating of figures. And this is for the findings. From the diagram above, it can be seen that 11 students got 48 scores and one student got 51 scores. 4 students got 54 scores. One student got 57. 2 students got 16, 4 students got 63, 1 student got 66, 1 student got 69, 1 student got 71, 1 student got 75, 1 student got 78, and 2 students got 81, and 1 student got 84. And the mean score gained by student is 59 out 3, with the highest score that one student got is 84, and for the lowest score that 11 students got 48. And this is the diagram above the poster scores. It can be seen that 12 students got 78, 11 students got 81, 2 students got 84, 1 student got 87, 3 students got 19, 1 student got 93, and 1 student got 96. And the mean gained by student is 81, 96, with the highest score that one student got is 96, and the lowest that 12 students got is 78. And this for the conclusion. For the conclusion is based of the result in this research finding, it can be concluded that using LO application in improving student listening skill was effective. Thank you. That's all.
That's all, Tari?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go back to your first slide, please. Okay, do your share screen, first slide, okay. Why it is the end of the show, yeah? First slide, please.
Okay.
Okay, click on the first slide. Okay. Okay. So, improving student listening skill through LO, yeah? My first question, what is LO, Tari?
LO is application. LO is the English listening lesson library online application.
What is it? Can you give a clear description, please, of LO application? How to use it, and then why that you're using LO, and all the details about LO, please.
LO is the application of English listening lesson library online. It's to increase the student listening skill. In LO, many audio and video are available to the student that wants to learn more about listening, because LO is a free application and it's also available on its website. So the student, if they don't want to download it, they can go to its website, our application, and they will find the video or audio or even the quiz, uh, exercise that many other kind of learning English in our application. And the reason why I choose our application is because uh, now the student have a mobile phone or have a laptop. So if I use the application, if I use the website for this research, I think it's a good deal because they will it will make the student easier to search about that application and to use that application. That's it.
Okay, next slide, please. Okay, why did he conducted this research? I want you to mention 5 most relevant things that you uh, made as your reasoning in conducting this research, please, Tari.
Sorry, Mister.
Okay, I want you to please try to give your 5 basic reasoning in conducting this research. Come on.
My basic reason.
Yeah, in conducting this research.
The reason why I conduct this research is because uh, listening. I think for the student, listening is the hard part because they must use their ears, their ears only to listen what the speaker is meaning. As me as the student too, it's not the easy part because we definitely we cannot uh, we cannot go wrong about what the speaker is meaning. So that's the reason why I choose listening as my research. I want to the student I want to the student can improve their listening skills in English, and the reason why I choose application because in era 4.0 the student probably have a gadget, have a smartphone, and the Wi-Fi and internet are available everywhere. So in this application that can be opened by them by their phone, by their laptop, it's not the hard it's not the hard way, I guess, because now everybody will use will use their phone will use their phone every time and everywhere. So when I use the application, I want to my student to use their phone for the for the good for their life, so they can use the phone for the study and using application.
Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, for the theory here, you're mentioning from Zhou Xianfu and Fu 2013. Now, I want you to mention also all the relevant theories that you collected to support your research. Come on.
The relevant theory that can be used is from Giant 2010 claims that some other research believe that strategy training can boost the performance of learners and allow them to become more independent, motivated, and confident in language learning. And for me, this theory is relevant because I want to my students to become more independent and motivated and confident in language learning, especially in listening. using that ELO application in learning English.
Okay, what I mean by group of theory here, it will be similar like the previous one. Can you hear me clearly, Tari? It seems like you are not hearing me clearly here.
No, sir,
What happened?
because I don't use the headset.
Okay, can you put your speaker here on the max volume so you can hear me clearly, please?
Is the mic
What is it?
is already the maximum?
And then you still can't hear me clearly. Okay. What I mean by group of theory here, the first you're mentioning the theory that refer to the use of ICT. Yeah. And the next one, maybe you have to put also the theory that refers to your title itself. Yeah, it should be about hello. And then after that one, the theory that mentioning about listening skill. And then the relevant with ICT and then also with the use of hello. Okay. And
Okay.
then last one, the theory, yeah, the relevant theory that also refers to listening on the level of the school that you are choosing here. What is it? For the senior high school or for the junior high school? Okay. Yeah, so you have to put all that one for the theories. Yeah. Okay, next slide, please, study. Okay, method and procedure here. You're mentioning all the details starting from place and time. Uh, the same question. I want you to please try to give me the illustration starting from the beginning of this research till the end of this research, please. Starting from completing your first chapter till the last chapter conclusion. Come on.
When I teaching the student,
It's up to you. That was my question. You can try to answer it. Come on. It's up to you. Any of the answer will do. Come on.
uh, for the first day, I teaching the student. Uh, because in this pandemic, so the school is use PJJ pembelajaran jarak jauh. So I use the Google Classroom and I use the WhatsApp and Google Form to 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 this research and and uh, and I use that for my research. I use Google Classroom. I use WhatsApp. For the first day, I use WhatsApp first, and I don't I don't focus on the EO application as the first day because I want to know them how they know well about listening, how they how they learn how they learning English. So as the first day I use the experimental. I use the experimental, and then the third day or the fourth day, I use the treatment. I give them the EO application. I taught them to download the EO application, and they send me a feedback that they already download it, and I I told them the procedure how to use the EO application, and then after that I give them the exercise as a post test in this in the research to get the result. That's all.
That's all?
That's all.
Okay. Next slide, please. Your finding. Okay, your finding here. When you try to explain about your finding, you're mentioning about mean, highest, and then lowest. You can also put for the pre-test and then also post-test the gap. Yeah, the gap between the highest and then also the lowest, yeah, and then also mean between pre-test and then post-test. Yeah, here you're mentioning only mean, highest, and then lowest. Yeah, next, please. Okay, this one for the student post-test score, mean here 81 till the last one, lowest 78. So what is it? The relevant between the previous pre-test and then also with the post-test. Yeah. So maybe you can compare, yeah, the gap between the mean on the pre-test and then also the mean on post-test. Yeah, that will go the same also for the highest and then also for the lowest. So you can see the gap on each of the criteria here. Okay, Tari?
Okay.
Okay, next slide, please. Okay, the conclusion based on the result in this research finding, it can be concluded that using a low application in improving student listening skill was effective. Okay, that's okay for your conclusion. And then that's enough for your PowerPoint. Now let's have a look at uh, your complete thesis. Yeah. Okay, have you opened your complete thesis?
Wait a minute.
Okay, come on. Open it, please.
Hmm.
Okay, starting from background of the study on chapter 1. But where is your abstract here?
So sorry, I can share the screen. Can you please share the screen because I can.
No, you don't have to do a share screen. That's okay.
Okay.
Okay. The complete thesis that you submitted to me, the first, there is no abstract on it. Where's your abstract here? You're
Yes.
starting only on chapter 1, yeah? So there are no abstract on it, yeah?
I I I I have already sent the abstract, but in the in the in the it's not in the same table, sir.
Okay, so it's in different part, yeah?
Yes,
Okay,
okay.
now let's have a look at your abstract, yeah? Your abstract here, you're mentioning about listening as one of the sentence skill, okay? Okay, for your abstract here, Tari, you don't have to put the opening till the listening aspect. Yeah? You may start with this study aims to blah, 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 blah. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that one, so what kind of method that you use, you have to explain about this one also. Yeah? And then, your total score, yeah, and then your total of the participant, you have to mention it also, yeah, okay, that's all I guess for your abstract. And then now let's go to your chapter 1, yeah. For chapter 1, for background of the study, for the background of the study here, okay, for your background of the study, I want you to put the percentage, yeah, based on the previous observation, based on the interview, or based on the questionnaire, yeah, you have to put that one, yeah. And then there are many references here that not from 2010 above. You have to revise that one, yeah. Here you're mentioning about Todd Buchan's in 2003, we are not using that one, okay? And then also it is the same with 2004, do not use that one. Use only 2010 above, okay? And then, okay, so you are using researcher or writer for your classes here.
Writer.
Okay. And then, okay. Problem of the study here, it is about, is ELO application effective to improve student listening skills? Yeah. And then your objective of the study, it should be to improve student listening skill using ELO. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, next one. Significant, that's okay. And then your chapter 2, your second chapter. Okay, you're mentioning here teaching listening, but there is no teaching listening in senior high school. Yeah, you have to put that one. Yeah, add the detail about teaching listening in senior high school. And then for definition of ELO, maybe before you're going to give the definition of ELO, you have to start with the overview about application. What is it, an app? Yeah, what we call by an application. Yeah, you have to add that one. Okay. And then you're mentioning the use of ELO in English classroom here, that's okay. But you have to put here, yeah, but you have to put the use of ELO in teaching listening for senior high school, okay? And then next one for your theoretical framework. For your theoretical framework here, you have to make the graphic on it, yeah? So it's not only all the description here, okay? And then for the chapter 3, for your chapter 3 here, you're using from 2007, yeah? So you have to use Crestwall at least 2012, okay?
Okay.
You have to revise that one. And then for your finding, okay, it will be more clear if you start with student pre-test first in making the table, yeah? And then after that one, yeah, you can make a post-test score table for the students, yeah? And then after that one, you have to explain also the gap between each pre-test and then post-test, yeah? And then it is the same for your interpretation here is only 2 or 3 paragraph here. You have to put more details for your interpretations. Okay, Tari? And then for the conclusion, yeah, for the conclusion, it will be the same like what I told Tresna earlier. You have to put here the gap between pre-test and then post-test score. Yeah. For example, well, the pre-test here, the majority of students got 60, and then for in the post-test, majority of the student got 75. So we have the 15 gaps between pre and then post-test. Okay, Dari? Okay, that's enough for your last chapter for the thesis. And then for the reference here, okay, you have to revise all reference that not using 2010 above, okay? And then for the appendix, let's have a look at your appendix. Okay, wait a second, I'm still downloading your appendix. Okay, lesson plan. Okay, the documentation about the pre and post task. Okay, I guess for the appendix, that's okay, Tari. Thank you very much. I guess that's all for your thesis defense. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, and then let's hope you will have a proper score for your thesis defense. And then what about the other examiner? Can you tell me here when that you're going to have the schedule for the other?
Tomorrow.
Okay, it's tomorrow then. Okay, so for you, Tari, I cannot give you the announcement, I guess, because I have to wait for the score from the other examiner. Yeah. Thank you very much one more time for joining this test defense. Yeah, best of luck for you. And then the last is Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, wait a second. I'm forgetting giving you last closing statement. Come on, in joining this thesis defense, please.
Thank you for all my friends. That's very useful for me.
Okay, that's all?
That's all.
Okay, thank you, Tari, and stop recording.